Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to another inspiring interview session. Today we are exploring a topic that has the power to transform the way we think, face challenges, and live our lives. The power of positive thinking, how to reform your mindset. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can choose how we respond. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means approaching them with resilience, optimism, and willingness to learn and grow. To help us understand how positive thinking can improve our mental well being, relationships, and overall success, we are joined by ChatGPT. Welcome, ChatGPT, to another inspiring interview session. Today's topic is the power of positive thinking, how to reform your mindset.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm excited to be here for this session. Positive thinking isn't just about ignoring challenges, it's about reframing them as opportunities. Today, let's explore how shifting your thoughts can transform your reactions, build resilience, and create a more fulfilling path forward.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for being with us today. Let's begin our talk. How would you
Thank you.
define, okay, to begin, how would you define positive thinking and how is it different from simply ignoring life's challenges?
Positive thinking is the practice of focusing on constructive interpretations and hopeful possibilities, while still acknowledging that difficulties exist. It's not pretending problems don't exist, it's about choosing a more helpful perspective. Instead of this is impossible, it becomes this is tough, but I can try ways through. It fuels resilience and problem solving rather than avoidance. So you're engaged with challenges, not ignoring them.
Okay, that's great. What does it mean to reframe your mindset? And why is this skill so important in everyday life?
Reframing your mindset means looking at the same situation through a different lens. So, for example, instead of saying, I failed, you might think, I found one way that doesn't work and I'm closer to one that does. It's super important because that shift changes your emotions and your actions. It lowers stress, opens up options, and helps you respond more creatively in daily life. It turns setbacks into learning curves, not just roadblocks.
Okay. From a psychological perspective, how do our thoughts influence our emotions, behaviors, and overall happiness?
Overthinking tends to amplify negative emotions like anxiety or frustration because attention gets stuck on what could go wrong instead of what's actually happening. Behavior wise, it can lead to avoidance, indecision, or procrastination because worry drains energy you'd otherwise use for action. And over time, it crowds out joy and gratitude, making it harder to feel satisfied. That's why practicing awareness and redirecting thoughts can make a real difference.
My next question relates to negative thoughts. Negative thoughts often appear automatically. What practical techniques can people use to replace them with healthier and more positive ones?
One practical tool is cognitive reframing. When a negative thought pops up, notice it, name it, like there's that worry again. Then ask if it's actually true or if there's a broader perspective. You can also pair that with grounding exercises like taking a breath, considering what's actually in your control, or briefly writing down what's stressing you. Then identify one small, doable next step. Over time, these little shifts train the brain to move from reaction to response. It's not overnight, but practiced consistently, it builds resilience and a calmer, more empowered outlook.
I hope that would be helpful. Now, moving forward, how important is self talk and how can changing the way we speak to ourselves improve our confidence and resilience?
Self talk is huge. It frames how we interpret what's happening. If the inner voice leans supportive, like, you can handle this, confidence rises, stress drops, and setbacks feel more manageable. A simple start is catching harsh words and swapping them for fair ones, like changing "I'm terrible at this" to "I'm still learning." Over time, that kinder, more realistic voice helps you bounce back faster because you interpret challenges as temporary and surmountable instead of permanent and defining. It's like mental training. The more you practice helpful self talk, the more natural resilience becomes.
Okay, many people struggle with failure and criticism. How can positive thinking help them turn setbacks into opportunities for growth?
Positive thinking helps reframe failure and criticism as feedback instead of a personal verdict. When you see a setback as information, you can ask, what is this teaching me? What can I adjust? That mindset turns criticism into a guide, not a weapon. Over time, that shift builds endurance because you're focusing on lessons rather than losses. You're still acknowledging the sting, of course, but you're also choosing a path forward. That turns stumbling blocks into stepping stones, one adjustment at a time.
Okay, what daily habits can help someone develop a more optimistic mindset over time?
Start with a tiny morning routine, like noting one thing you're grateful for. Then set a realistic intention for the day. Practice brief check ins, notice your stress level, breathe, and reframe if needed. Limit doom scrolling and end the day with a one line, what went right note. Over weeks and months, those little habits compound, making optimism feel natural, not forced. It's gentle, steady work, and it pays off in calmer reactions and clearer thinking.
Great, I hope it would be helpful. Can positive thinking improve our physical health, relationships, and professional success? If so, how?
Yes, research suggests it can. Optimism is linked to better stress management and healthier habits, which can support physical health. In relationships, a positive outlook helps you listen better, respond more patiently, and repair conflicts faster. Professionally, it fuels persistence and openness to learning, which helps performance and problem solving. But it's not magic. It works best when paired with realistic planning and action. Think of it as fuel, not a destination. It keeps you moving, but still needs direction.
How can someone remain positive during difficult times without denying or suppressing their genuine emotions?
By practicing acceptance first, let yourself feel what you're feeling, name it, then gently shift your focus to what's still workable. Even one small doable step can restore a sense of agency. Staying positive doesn't mean constant cheerfulness. It means trusting that difficult emotions can coexist with hope and that you can move forward even while carrying them. That balance is what makes it sustainable.
Okay. Finally, if you could give just one piece of advice to someone who wants to develop a more positive mindset and live a happier life, what would it be?
Start small and stay kind to yourself. Small daily shifts like noticing one good thing or reframing one tough moment compound over time. Be patient with setbacks. They're a natural part of the process. Treat yourself with the same patience you'd offer a good friend. That mix of kindness and persistence makes optimism real, grounded, and lasting.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing such valuable and inspiring insights on the power of positive thinking and how to reframe our minds.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it resonated. Wishing you steady optimism and clear direction ahead.
Okay, thank you. Today's conversation reminded us that positivity is not about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing hope over fear, learning from challenges, and focusing on opportunities instead of obstacles. By practicing gratitude, speaking kindly to ourselves, embracing a growth mindset, and taking small positive actions every day, we can gradually transform the way we think and live. We hope this discussion inspires you to start making positive changes in your own life. Thank you to everyone for joining us. If you enjoyed this interview, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful conversations on personal development, education, technology, and success. Until next time, keep believing in yourself, keep growing, and remember a positive mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can develop. Till then, thank you and Allah Hafiz.